We took a few minutes to start this show. We should have started 4-5 minutes early. But to honestly digest what just transpired. Because both of us were standing here and speaking to each other that did we actually see what happened there? It was quite unreal that 15 overs, 105 runs were conceded. It was bizarre. It was absolutely bizarre that on a wicket with so much assistance, with the new ball, which is moving around, jagging around, India would bowl that bad. This was quite... And Akash Deep, this wicket is tailor-made for him. Why would you... can you explain what... That's why we started a little late, because we are still coming to... I'm not able to come to terms with this.
I am not able to come to terms with it either. Honestly, it looked like a T20 match. What was even going on? There was not...
England showed intent.
England absolutely showed intent. Ben Duckett showed intent. And some great intent. You have to give it to England for putting the pressure back on the opposition. But India also did not try to contain that at any point. There was no intent, not intent, but there was no consistency in the bowling. When we went into this day, when we did our pre-show live, we spoke about this. We spoke about the fact that with the kind of conditions you have, Akash Deep will want to relish these conditions. But where is the consistency? I mean, what really happened there? Prasidh Krishna is not someone you expected a lot from. But at the same time, what happened to Mohammad Siraj and Akash Deep? Now, Zach Crawley has scored maximum of runs, 40 to 45% of his runs on the offside. Still, you have a 6-3 field.
See, the point is, every time, and if we actually take a pause back, every time the ball was pitched up, it was in the channel, there was movement. And Crawley was beaten, Duckett was beaten. The aggression actually came from the fact that when the first couple of overs, the Akash Deep over, when he was getting the ball to move to Duckett, and he has forever bowled well against the left-handers from round the wicket, Akash Deep. When he was getting the ball to move to Duckett, when that LBW appeal happened, for example, the review, which went, the missing, Duckett was under pressure. So the counter-attack was to throw Akash Deep off gear. He just needed to keep bowling that channel. All of a sudden, the moment Duckett played that paddle, the moment Duckett got a couple here and he was standing a foot out and started hitting, he hit a couple of boundaries and all of a sudden Akash Deep lost the plot. Akash Deep started bowling short and wide, allowing Duckett, allowing Crawley to free their arms. For whatever reason, he did that. Shubman Gill did not have a conversation. And this is what we've been talking about, Shubman Gill the batter and Shubman Gill the captain, that all of a sudden things start to drift. There is no real push from the captain to keep a certain field. I don't know if you all were able to see it. Akash Deep was insistent that mid-wicket fielder has to go back, and Shubman Gill refused that. And then the moment that happened, he was all of a sudden, in trying to compensate, he starts bowling wide outside off.
And he's getting hit there.
Exactly. So Duckett comes forward, and Duckett realized Akash Deep at the top of his mark, indicating to his captain who is in the slips, I want this fielder back. The captain says no. And all of a sudden, he starts bowling the outside off channel to compensate that I don't have a fielder back there. All I have is a fine leg. And Duckett hits him for 2-3 boundaries. I mean, it was such a bizarre moment that you can't get your head around this.
Once again in this series, I think for the second time now, I'm talking about Manchester and
KL
this. No. What, KL Rahul?
Yeah, I mean, I thought you were saying that. Yeah.
That, yes, that also is something that I observed. But at the same time, what I'm trying to say is, once again in this series, it looks like India was bowling on a completely different deck.
No, I mean, look, I kind of disagree there, because even if you take the last over of Prasidh Krishna, take the last over. That's actually, go to any platform which has ball by ball. I mean, any platform, whichever does ball by ball. Chalo, this is ball by ball. Okay. Now let's go to the last over. Here's the last over. Now see, 15.3. Now we random ball. I mean, we just randomly opened up. Completely squared up Pope. First ball 4. Completely squared up Pope. No run. Extra bounce, some seam movement back in, under edge the cut. No run short of a length outside. Pope cuts, picks the man at point. No run foolish on off stump. Pope. So if you see, every time you bend your back and you bowl the channel, there is movement.
Yeah.
Prasidh Krishna squared up Pope not once, in that first over multiple times here. Are you have to bowl that consistently. You cannot bowl a pack of rubbish. You are giving one good ball followed by three, one here, one there, and I'm repeatedly saying that Akash Deep was my. You want a mint?
Yes.
Akash Deep, sorry, because you didn't buy me one, so I got this whole thing. The damn thing is opened. तुम्हारे पास ही रखो at least, because तुमसे लेके एक एक लेंगे, नहीं तो मैं कहाँ उसको खोदूंगा. Anyway, the point that I'm trying to make here is this is a wicket tailor made for Akash Deep. He bowls that channel, he gets the movement, 136, 37, 38, perfect pace. And I just couldn't understand. The man is bowling wide and what was
He was
that
bowling
need?
too short.
What was that need to give that send off to Duckett? What the hell? What does he think he's
not
doing?
he's not bowling well, first of all. He's not bowling well. Ben Duckett has taken you apart. If there is a moral victor between Akash Deep and Ben
Anytime
Duckett,
it's Ben Duckett.
it's Ben Duckett. You do not. That was completely unnecessary from Akash Deep. If Akash Deep had bowled brilliantly,
Even then, that's
Yeah.
not on. That is not on. You can't do the batsman like this and start walking with the batsman and start talking. Thank goodness KL Rahul came and literally pulled him away. Arey, what are you giving that kind of a send off? You're actually sort of embracing the batter and starts to, and clearly Duckett was irritated. Duckett didn't react. This is a sure shot overstep and breach by Akash. You don't do that. There's no need, absolutely not needed from Akash Deep to step over the line. I didn't get that. You've got a wicket, 90 odd, you've been smashed around. All of a sudden you start doing, come on, yeah. Come on, keep a lid.
Exactly. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, you weren't able to contain them. He's taken you apart. What is the celebration for?
Celebration तो फिर भी आप celebrate करो ना अपना
What
करो.
your send off? Sorry, what is the send off for?
I didn't understand.
What is the point of that send
If the
off?
match referee gives him a fine for
Fine.
this, what will he say? And the fine should happen, by the way. The fine actually
I
should
think it will
happen.
happen. I think it will happen.
ये कहाँ से इसको खोलता है? ये लीजिए. So and Mohammad Siraj, अरे 2-3 balls reasonably good on the channel, and then all of a sudden something quite outside off, and I didn't understand. Honestly, I cannot
this is
get
the
my head
same-
around this bowling effort from India. Gargi, the first thing she asked me after she came out, she said, match gone? I said, no, match not gone yet. Match, there is a lot of cricket still to be played. India has its second innings. England a bowler down. Yes, you will say Atkinson bowled very well, but against the top order in the second innings, you expect a much better batting effort. But all that is aside, you still have 2 sessions of play to go. If you bowl like this, England will be at the end of the day 350 or 375. Now, that is when you will say, boss, the match gone. Yes, there is cloud. There is cloud, and it was predicted between 1 and whatever. These are perfect conditions to bowl, trust me. The wicket is still offering movement.
It is.
That ball is just 15 overs old. There is enough and more on that wicket. There is juice. There is movement. The ball is moving away. Prasidh Krishna outside off is getting the ball to move. Even the ball, that Zach Crawley, you needed a little bit of luck as well, which did not come India's way. That inside, that Barrington chop or whatever you want to call it. Chinese cut inside edge, going for 4 of Zach Crawley. These things happen. But so that tells you that every time Krishna has bowled that line, even Ollie Pope, that ball was too close to cut, much like KL Rahul's one. He tried to chop it, went to the keeper.
Another key moment in the match that I want to talk about. That catch that went between Sai Sudarshan and Washington Sundar. What happened there? That was a catch.
Clearly.
That was a catch. You could have gone for that. If you did not hold on to it, that was a different matter. But there was no intent from either of the players to even dive or to even run towards that ball.
Shubman was mighty
He was
pissed.
frustrated.
And he actually, on the way back, he spoke to the 2 guys that what the hell
was
is
that?
going on?
They were looking at each other thinking
The other one will
the
go.
other one will go.
So no one
But-
called. Clearly no one called.
And it's not like it was a straight catch. It had gone up.
Exactly. So there
So
was
you had
time.
time to react, you had time to call, and it was a catch. There was absolutely no intent. Either they were out of the game. Mentally, they were thinking about something else, lapse of concentration, whatever
तभी तो
you
वो
want
भी
to
नहीं
call.
हुआ था. It was one of the early moments in the game when Akash Deep was still Akash Deep
I'm trying
actually
to
had
wrap
Ben Duckett
that-
on the mat
Yeah.
because Duckett was not, at least in the first few overs, Akash Deep was bowling perfectly fine. Duckett was struggling. Duckett always will. Any left-hander, Akash Deep has that ability to get the ball to pitch and straighten. That's all you need. In a wicket where there is enough juice, the batter doesn't know if the ball will move much, if the ball will hold its line, if there is a shade of movement. So all Akash Deep needs to do is pitch it on line and it'll either go straight or move. That's the doubt that you needed to create in the batter's mind. And then that Duckett delivery kicked up.
LBW. That LBW appeal and in the review that they took, that was a rubbish review by Akash Deep, first of all. I don't know. Everyone was saying no, Akash Deep was insistent that it's there, but it was so high. But anyway, my point is you were getting movement. That was one of the deliveries that proved that you were getting movement.
Absolutely, because Duckett had been squared up.
Yes.
The point is, I think he went for the review because Duckett is a relatively short man. And he may have thought that even if it has hit him above the knee roll or above the flap, that because he's a short man, I'll get it. I can still concede that. But when you are getting the ball to move, you had got the ball to pitch middle and it hit him on the knee roll because the ball straightened. That's all you need. You come in from that angle and he bowls that so well against the left-hander. All of a sudden, because Duckett upset him with that paddle, Duckett upset him with that loop shot, and Akash Deep just totally lost the plot, 7 overs for 50, started bowling short and wide outside off, allows Duckett to free his arms, boom, gone. And that's when you don't set fields for such rubbish bowling. India has 4 slips there. The bowlers are not even bowling full on. The bowlers are not even giving the fielders a chance. Come on, yaar. I mean, I think the entire series, this was one of the most lackluster and pathetic sessions of bowling from India. We were both extremely frustrated. Thank goodness we started the show a few minutes late because we had to vent to each other and laugh.
On top of that, the dal.
Oh yeah, one thing is actually worse than India's bowling, and that is apparently the food. I didn't eat, so I don't know. But Gargi came and said, and Shorvishta came and said, the dal was apparently inedible. It was undercooked, not even cooked, semi-cooked.
It was very hard. The dal was hard.
Semi-cooked.
Yes, semi-cooked. How does your poor stomach digest that? I mean, come on. Even if you make English food, even if you're making beans, you know that the beans are supposed to be soft when you're cooking, when you're making a dish. Come on. It can't be that the dal is like that.
I haven't tried the chicken yet.
Everybody, and
did people go and say?
Yes, they did. But the point is, we don't like to waste food, right? No one wants to do that. But nobody had any other option but to leave their food as it is. Everyone ate like 4-5 bites and left. Half the press boxes, like the vegetarians are definitely hungry right now.
Why would you, if you're giving basic dal chawal, all you are giving is dal chawal. Get it right, damn it. London has way more Indian eateries than any other city in the world. Why can't you get your basic dal chawal right? Much like the Indian bowling. Everything is gone, man. And the Indian bowling, that's why I said, the only thing that compares to how bad India was the dal inside the press box, because I've got 2 of my colleagues come and say that to me. I've not tried it myself, haven't had the chicken yet.
No,
I will possibly go and try after this, who will try the dal?
Just for some fun and twist in your life.
Okay. But why do you want me to try an atrocious dal? I'll get Rohit Juglan to try it for us.
Yeah.
But come on, yeah. I mean, get the basics right.
I know.
Poor. I mean, England, from here on, you get 450 on a wicket like this. That's a massive score. You just let England off the hook completely in the morning. Washington Sundar, what shot was that? Tell me. You had a fielder there.
I did not understand that.
And the ball before, you should have seen the ball before, he places it, a kind of loop shot right there. He gets 2. He notices the fielder is there.
Yeah.
The previous ball, he's actually played there. He's got 2 runs, and the next ball he plays that Natraj shot, gets out. I mean...
And you know what? The point here is, I said in the morning 250, mujhe usse zyada dikh hi nahi raha hai, because for some reason I had this hunch that Karun Nair would not last long. He did not. After that, I had faith in Washington Sundar to play sensibly. I thought, after you've lost Karun Nair, you don't have any more pure batters or specialist batters to build a partnership with. आपके पास सिर्फ आकाश दीप है, आप उनको लेके खेल सकते हो, लेकिन उनको भी आपको, you have to farm the strike there as well.
Precisely.
That is what you expected from Washington Sundar. He
मैंने
goes
जब वो
and
2
plays
रन
that
लिया
shot
ना,
for what?
I realized कि अच्छा ठीक है, ये आदमी ठीक खेल रहा है, प्लेसमेंट करेगा, यहाँ से जगह लेके ये रन बनाएगा, अपना
हाँ.
प्लेसमेंट कर रहा है, ठीक ठाक खेल रहा है. All of a sudden you play that shot here. I mean, that's what I'm saying. This has been the morning session of day 2 here at the Oval today has actually been the worst session that India has played in this
Completely
entire
England
series.
session. Completely.
Of course,
England
England, but I will say the way India played has been actually the worst session that India could have possibly played. Conditions are as helpful as this, still cloudy. After lunch also, when the game starts, if you notice, I hope the Indian think tank sits them down for this 40-minute break and recalibrates. Things can happen. Believe me, on this wicket, 2-3 wickets on the trot, very possible. Very, very possible. A collapse, very possible. One excellent spell and you can absolutely see 2, 3, 4 wickets fall. In a session, I will be, not surprised at all if India manages to pull it back in this post-lunch session, if they bowl disciplined lines. If they are able to keep the ball on the channel. By the way, England knows that the conditions are helpful.
Yeah.
That's why the counter punch happened like
Exactly.
that. And they completely rattled India with that counter punch.
They completely threw India off their game, especially the bowlers, especially Akash Deep. He had no idea what to do.
And every time he would stand like that and gaze.
Akash Deep, sorry to say this, but he looked clueless. He did not know where to bowl anymore because Ben Duckett was obviously in his rhythm. He was taking him apart. He was क्या शॉट नहीं मारा यार, सब सारे शॉट मार दिए उसको.
Even Zach Crawley
But
आपको
see, Zach
outside off
Crawley,
जगह दे रहे हो आप उसको.
आप वो फिर भी सीधे बैट से खेल रहा था. I understand why Ben Duckett threw you off your game. Why is Zach Crawley throwing you off your game? वो तो ऑफसाइड में खेल रहे हैं सारे शॉट्स.
And इतना बार आप खाली सोच कर देखो, whether it is Prasidh, whether it is Siraj, whether it is Akash, जितना बार बॉल आप ऊपर डाले हो, आपको मूवमेंट मिला है, क्रॉली बीट हुआ.
देखो, हम पहले इनिंग्स में भी कह रहे थे कि इंग्लैंड यूटिलाइज नहीं कर पाया कंडीशंस.
हमने क्या किया बाबा?
हमने तो उससे और 10 गुना बदतर कर दिया. Has the pitch changed? बिल्कुल नहीं. बिल्कुल नहीं. You still have the conditions in your favor. You have not bowled the right line and length.
If the pitch has changed, I'll just tell you 2 balls. If the pitch has changed, go and check the 15.3 over ball, Prasidh Krishna to Ollie Pope. Then come and tell me if the pitch has changed. Come and tell me. If you reckon that the pitch has actually changed, just check that ball. 15.3, Prasidh Krishna pitches it on middle, completely squares up Ollie Pope. Go to the previous over. Prasidh Krishna outside off. The ball was taken by Dhruv Jurel. It was like this. Exactly like this. Dhruv Jurel took the ball ahead of first slips. And by the way, not just movement, there was bounce. Prasidh Krishna generated steep bounce in that particular over couple. There is enough. There is enough in that surface, even now, and even after lunch, you will see there is enough and more in that surface for India to exploit. Question is, can you stay consistent? Can you stay disciplined? And can you bowl the right lines? My assumption is, I hope Morne Morkel sits them down. I do hope Gautam Gambhir has a silent word. I do hope the coaching staff has a silent word with the bowlers, because look, one session you already conceded the game half. You have another atrocious session, I will be in total agreement with Gargi that the match is gone. Another of these sessions of 140-50 runs to England with 2. If England go to tea with 250-60 for 3, with already a lead of 20-40 runs and still 6-7 wickets to go, no way, no damn way can India make a comeback in this game. However much you don't have a Chris Wokes, however much you score 300-400 runs in the second innings, however much you bat well, unless you bowl well in this session, the session that is coming up, all you will do is chase this match and you will play catch up. You then cannot save this game. Absolutely, मैं आपको बोल सकता हूँ, आप नहीं, आपको जो रूट क्या है, इस विकेट में किसी को भी आप आउट कर सकते हो.
हाँ, कर सकते हो, but I'm saying if England is able to take it away,
इस सेशन में अगर कर दिया तो खत्म खेल.
That's what I'm saying, क्योंकि England still have so many batters left. If
आप डिसिप्लिन हो सकते हो, नहीं हो सकते हो. आप पैक ऑफ रबिश डालोगे और हर बॉल, यार every time, and this became a joke. 2 good balls and Trisha and I were sitting together and she would say, now the bad one is coming, and the boom, 4. And you know, you tend to get so
many.
frustrated that why would this keep happening? All you need to do is bowl that channel. Not extra pace, not needed. No, nothing needed. All you need to do is stay disciplined, put the ball there. The wicket will do the rest. The conditions will do the rest. Sadly for India, it didn't happen.
It did not happen. We had some super chats. So अपने flash कर दोगे screen पे इसमें चले गए.
इतना सवाल आ जाता है तो
हाँ वो it gets scrolled up. और हम भी थोड़ा
ये
rant
क्या आ
कर
गया?
रहे थे ना. Okay, Mehul Jani is saying, hi Gargi sir, why are our bowlers not pitching it up? That I wish we could answer that. I honestly wish we could answer that. There was one more, I think.
That is precisely what, Mehul, we were talking about, aren't we? I mean, that you on this wicket, on this surface, all you need to do is pitch it up, and there is movement. Allow the ball. If there is a drive for 4, I don't mind. I honestly don't mind. If there is a drive that goes for a boundary, and you pitch the ball up, and Pope plays a beautiful drive, it's fine. You've actually tried to induce that edge. You have tried to induce the drive and pitched it up, and the ball has gone for a boundary. Fair enough. Fair enough. That's a good cricketing shot, and I will take that. But why would you bowl short and wide outside off, or short and wide there for the batters? That's where I have a problem. If the England batters are able to drive through the line in conditions like this, which is favoring swing, favoring movement, no problem. Pitch it up. Pitch it up and go for a couple of boundaries in the over. I've got no issues. But this was a absolute pack of nonsense.
I mean, first a 28-minute batting session. You lose from 220 to 224. You've lost
Four.
all your. You've
Every
lost 4
time,
wickets.
whole series.
Yeah.
Whole series,
The
this has
lower
been an
order,
issue.
the low middle order.
आप आते हो, आप एक बॉल में खत्म करते हो, आप निकल जाते हो, and I mean, आप कोई भी रेजिस्टेंस, हमने सुबह इस पे बात किया था कि यार विकेट पे प्राइस तो लगाओ. आप विकेट पे वॉशिंगटन सुंदर ये शॉट खेलेगा, मुझे एब्सोल्यूट पता नहीं था that Washington Sundar, when you know that okay, Karun Nair has gone out, it's done. I have to farm the strike. I need to. Why doesn't he learn from Ravindra Jadeja? How does one farm the strike with the tail? You've just taken a 2. You know there is a deep. They put it there. Atkinson has put a square leg and a mid wicket and bowling to you.
आप खेलोगे. अच्छा एक और सुपर चैट है मेहुल जानी कहाँ गया? Hi Gargi sir from New York. We can still win.
मेहुल, मैंने आपको ऑलरेडी बोला दैट एक सेशन में मैच हारते नहीं हो, टेस्ट क्रिकेट है. बट अगर इस सेशन भी आप ऐसे डाल देते हो ना, देन यू आर नॉट.
फिर तो नहीं जीत सकते आप. सॉरी.
ये सेशन में अगर इंग्लैंड ने 140-50 रन्स बना दिया and they get to 250-60 for the loss of 2 or 3, if you get 2 and you concede 140 runs, then the game is gone. This is an absolute critical session coming up. Can India get it back with discipline? And I want to see what impact the coaching staff has on the players over lunch. I want to see, because this is where
And Shubman Gill.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
This is where Shubman Gill as a captain has not
Stepped
done
up.
well. He has let the game drift.
Yeah, every single time you saw that back at the Old Trafford as well. Every time the chips were down, so was Shubman Gill. I did not see anything
Even today,
preemptive.
it was KL
nothing.
Rahul.
Yeah, again,
It was KL Rahul
exactly.
who kept running in at the top to
Talk to Akash.
to Prasid.
Yes.
It was KL Rahul who was doing that. This is where, I mean, look, there will be moments in cricket when this will happen. There will be moments when the chips will be down. This is where Shubman Gill as the captain will have to take things and ride with it. This is where he cannot just wait for things to happen. He cannot wait. He has to speak to his bowlers. He has to make things happen. He has to get things around. And it is his job, or the onus is on him as skipper, to make it again turn back for your team. That's what I think Shubman Gill as skipper has still not done. Should we also debate the Jasprit Bumrah point you mentioned?
Yeah, I think so. And this has been the talk of the town. Jasprit Bumrah, I understand that from the very start, and we had reported it on it in May. We knew that
ये
Jasprit.
क्या है?
Sagar is saying the worst thing was having one ball on the offside and one on the leg side. Stick to at least one side and have a packed fielding setup for that side, hopefully offside. Exactly that point that I'm trying to make. Zach Crawley hitting 40 to 45% of his shots on the offside. You've got nothing for him. Anyway.
पॉइंट इज सागर, आप जो कह रहे हो ना, हम लोग बार बार इसी पे इसी पे emphasize कर रहे हैं that the point that we are trying to make repeatedly is consistency. That if you don't, and it is impossible to set fields for a poor bowling effort like this. Who is this? A slap on the over the top attitude. मतलब
India के over the top attitude.
what over the top?
No idea.
I don't think that was over the top from India in any way. I the top, if you say Akash Deep went over the top with the celebration,
I
then you're
would
right.
say.
But otherwise, I have not seen any over the top attitude. There was no, this was a poor effort. Why don't you just say that it was a poor effort? What over the top attitude are you talking about? And I understand where you're coming from against Gautam Gambhir. I don't think that pitch curator point was over the top. Celebration, I agree. Coming back to Bumrah.
Coming back to Bumrah, yes. We knew, now that we're, hearing things yesterday, Ryan Ten Doshkate comes out in that press conference, says that Bumrah had said to us that I will only play 3 matches, and we ran out of the 3 matches. But what exactly is happening? Why was Jasprit Bumrah, a very, very important cog in the wheel, released from the squad? Was it him that, sort of went and requested? Whatever happened, I feel like, just like, I'm not sure who said this from England, that having a Ben Stokes on the field is as important as having him in the dressing room. I think the same applies to Jasprit Bumrah, and he should have been in the squad.
Look, I have said this to you and I will say this. We now know why Jasprit cannot play 5. And we appreciate and understand
Yes.
Don't bring him. Unless you are sure of a player for a particular series, this can't go on. I have said this, I understand. And I explained to Gargi why Jasprit Bumrah will not be able to play 5. And medically, I now know that this guy is... We understand why. But from the standpoint of a team, I've said this was coming. How many times? I think the Times of India has also reported it today. I've been saying this on our show. I told Amit Shah, I told multiple people, even on NDTV, I had said this in one of the shows that I had done, that the BCCI was to take cognizance of it, and no player, if you are not playing the full series, will be given this 3, 4, 1, 2. This is not going to happen. Jasprit will be asked, the 2 test matches against the West Indies, can you play both? Yes, play. 2 test matches against South Africa, play both? Yes, play. It cannot be I will play 1 against the West Indies and 1 against South Africa. That's not going to happen anymore. It cannot happen anymore. And I absolutely endorse, accept what Gargi is saying, that you are not playing, that's fine. Why are you not in that change room? Be there in that change room. I understand medical reasons and I appreciate that. I have said this, that I do appreciate, after getting to know exactly what the story is behind the scenes, I understand why Jasprit Bumrah is not playing this game. And I know that. But I absolutely don't know or buy the fact that he had to be released.
Yeah.
For what?
I don't
For
know.
what?
I don't know. I still can't wrap my head around it. And I understand, again, we understand the point of why Jasprit Bumrah can only play 3 matches in the series. Now there is...
Firstly, let me ask this. Now you know, okay?
Yeah.
This 3-match formula.
Yes.
Do you agree with that?
Look, even I also understand the management's point. He's your premier bowler. You want him in the team at any cost. Now,
no one's indispensable, guy.
I know that no one's indispensable.
खत्म करो. अगर नहीं खेल सकते हो भाई.
That's the management's call, ना.
Yes, that's why I'm asking.
अगर अभी आप management हो, आपको चाहिए बुमराह अपने टीम में, तो why give him? Why give? This is not about Bumrah. This is about any player. Any player. It could have been anyone. Why are you giving them the option of being released from the squad or not being in the dressing room for the entire tour? Is something which I don't understand. That's where the problem lies. That in a test match where he was not playing, where the series was still open, India had a chance to tie the series 2-2 at this point. Jasprit Bumrah should have been in the dressing room, and that pace attack his expertise was needed at this point.
Stick to English. We as South Indians don't like the Hindi-Urdu imposition. Aren't you from Bengal? So what? If you don't like the imposition, your problem, not mine. And I have never supported this language issue, by the way. I will stick to any language I want. I'll drift to Hindi, Bangla, Urdu, whichever language. If I knew any other, I would do that. I'm trying to express myself in the best way possible. There are loads of followers, loads of viewers who would actually want a mixed show. And yes, I am from Bengal, but that doesn't mean that I will discriminate against Hindi. I'm sorry. I will not discriminate against any language. And by the way, it's my deficiency that I don't know a South Indian language. Otherwise, I would have drifted into that as well. So I hope you understand my point. Coming back to Bumrah, I think whoever you are, however good you are, if you cannot play 5 matches and now you know this formula isn't working. Because what happens is you are giving
I am not
another
comfortable.
bowler. You are giving another
Yeah.
bowler a game.
Yeah.
That bowler gets some momentum, picks a couple. You are saying, no, next match you can't play because Bumrah has to play. आप नहीं कर सकते हो.
I'm not comfortable with the idea of any player, one saying that before the series even starts, that I can only play these many matches.
That's exactly what I'm saying. That आपने ये
and
formula
then
करके देख
picking
लिया.
and choosing.
Picking and choosing तो उसके हाथ में नहीं है.
नहीं था.
वो
Just
and
be,
उसने
let's be
किया भी
very
नहीं.
honest.
So उसने clear cut आपको कह दिया था कि मैं medically इससे ऊपर नहीं खेल सकता.
हाँ, नहीं खेल सकते.
And मैंने
And you
आपको
had
reason
run out of that quota is what Ryan also said yesterday.
So medically मैं इससे ऊपर नहीं खेल सकता, मुझे बोल दिया गया है. Correct? आप बंद कर दो. आप मत लो. आप देखो
Now,
ऐसे
this
तो
is
नहीं
where
है कि
management will have to be brave.
they've done that now. So BCCI, from what I know, going forward, it will not happen. Because इसमें क्या होता है, आप पूरा मोमेंटम खत्म कर देते हो. आप एक बॉलर, मान लीजिए मैंने आज आपको बोला गार्गी आप जाके शो एंकर करो. आपको मैंने दिया, कल आपको मैंने बोला नहीं आप एंकर नहीं करोगे, मेरे पास एक सीनियर जो है वो करेगा, आपका तो हो गया. बोलोगे अरे I did 2 days, I am now into groove, I am building my momentum. All of a sudden this guy is saying no. Now somebody else will do in my place.
Yeah.
How is that even fair to the other bowlers? नहीं होता है, खत्म करते हैं.
खत्म करते हैं. Final super chat, Ankur Ghosh. If this continues, ICC introducing 2-tier system already in rank 4. India move to 2nd tier. This team cannot win in India. Sorry today. Sorry. Minimum 150 lead.
Loading.
Oh, sorry.
Too early to say all of this, and I know your emotions are running high and you are also ranting.
You can
and
still make a comeback.
I appreciate where you're coming from. I know as a fan, you feel damn frustrated after seeing that session. But this WTC cycle, you have multiple test matches at home. This is an away series. You have exceeded expectations in the first 4. This one, the last session, you were a letdown. Don't jump the gun yet. My only suggestion is don't jump the gun yet. 2nd tier, 3rd tier, no. Wait for the home series, all of that to happen. Way too early to say, you're not good and all of that. New Zealand was an aberration, but yeah, I agree that the last 12 months have been hugely tough for Indian Test cricket and red ball. That's where I thought this series had turned it around. The first 4 test matches, we saw tremendous fight, and that was great to see. Let's see what happens in this session.
Let's not give up.
Exactly. If this session, England scores another 150-60 runs, then this match is well and truly done. But that's way to go. 2 more hours. Let's expect some serious cricket from India in the next 2. Thanks for watching.